Hello, Merry Summer. I am back for my first video of the summer, I believe. So I have a rough time coming up with content ideas for YouTube, just because in today's, state of the internet, you can't just do stuff. You have to do stuff, but make it extra cool. So I can't just draw. I have to draw, but with a twist or a concept to it. So I see this thing where people do a thing called studying the masters or whatever, where they just take a artwork by a very recognized artist and they sort of make it in their style. So I'm a pretty big fan of Francisco de Goya. I don't really like his early works as much as his later works, but I saw one of his early works, The Straw Mannequin, and I thought, hey, that would be a pretty cool thing for me to try to draw. Yeah. Part of my initial idea was to have two boys catching a fish. But I thought there was a little humor to that, just because, they're not catching a fish with a fishing rod. They're catching a fish, literally with this little blanket thingy. Yeah. But I ended up changing that, and just, instead of doing a fish, I did a little ball, as you can see. Yeah, I just didn't like the way the fish looked, and I don't know, I didn't think it made sense that they were catching a fish with a little blanket. And also, a thing I'm planning to do with my videos now is to film the sketch. As you can see, that's what I did with this video. Yeah, but just because, I don't know, as my videos and my artworks get more advanced, I just want you guys to be able to see the sketch and the process and trial and error that I go through as I make these harder drawings. Also, I decided to, try something new, and I sort of made the character on the left have some sort of spiky characteristics. He's got a very spiky nose, and he has a very, spiky jaw, sort of creating his expression. And then, of course, he has these spiky points on his hat. So I just thought that would be, a cool characteristic to sort of put into that character. This idea of, sharpness and spikiness. Which is also what I did with his handkerchief. And the outfit of the character on the left is inspired by Goya's depictions of French culture at the time and the outfits that the upper class men would wear. Which, it is just so interesting to me how Goya went from depicting very pleasant, happy scenes of French culture to, as we shifted into, the French Revolution and the rise of Napoleon, just slowly, getting darker, and also very political with his artworks in his series of Los Caprichos and the Black Paintings, which were some of his last paintings, actually. One of them appears to be a painting of his own grave, actually, before he died. You can tell that Goya was definitely taking into account his own death, which can also be seen in one of the interpretations of his very famous painting, Saturn Devouring His Son. Some of the most reoccurring themes in Goya's series Los Caprichos seem to be various different superstitions that he had seen at the time, which he very much frowned upon. He would depict witches and madmen, cannibals and old dying women, just very dark stuff. which one must wonder why Goya would have gotten so much darker as his career went on. And I honestly think it was just because he had the artistic freedom to do so. Early in his career, he was mainly doing commissions, art pieces he was asked to paint by someone else. But when he was just left to the canvas on his own, he was free to explore all of these dark themes and things that he really wanted to portray. Here's the final result. As usual, I'm glad at how this one turned out. Thank you for watching this video. Yeah, and I think I'll do some other videos about this concept of studying the masters. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.